Boy, oh boy, I've been getting quite a response from a certain YouTuber about Adobe Premiere versus Final Cut Pro. And for one, let me say that there's no comparison. As good as Adobe Premiere is, Final Cut Pro is 10 times better. I'm not trying to take anything away from Adobe Premiere. You can get good results out of Adobe Premiere, probably just as good. But that's not what I'm here to discuss. I'm here to discuss why I think Final Cut is better than Adobe Premiere. A lot of people use Adobe. No offense to anybody out there. Adobe's got great products. They got a great suite of products. After Effects is unmatched in the industry. And their web development software is pretty much unmatched in the industry. But we're talking completely about Final Cut Pro and Premiere here, okay? So let's look at this. First of all, if you buy, let's see here. If you buy Premiere as a standalone product, which you can buy it as a standalone product, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's $800. $800. $200 cheaper than the whole Final Cut Studio Suite. I have a problem with this pricing. It's not the industry-leading application like Final Cut Pro is, and it's $800. Another thing that bothers me is how they boast the 64-bit systems, but if you read in the fine print, it says 64-bit Mac support is planned. So, you know, some more of that bullshit. I'm tired of hearing that bullshit. If it don't include all your users, then don't advertise it as an advantage, because the users that don't include, it's gonna aggravate them. Because this 64-bit optimization, that just means jack to me because I'm on a Mac, and a lot of other people are on a Mac too. So, you know. So we're talking about two people owning a Macintosh computer. What should they use, Premiere or Final Cut Pro? I'm not talking about what should a PC user use. If a PC user's poor and he ain't got no money, the obvious choice is Premiere, because you have to go out and buy a Mac computer to run Final Cut Pro. So if you look at it in that regard, of course, Final Cut Pro is more expensive because you have to have a Mac. But we're going to assume you have the equipment you need and you're just trying to pick what software to use. Okay? Speech is searchable. Apple Final Cut Pro projects are importable. I don't see really many things here that they're boasting about. You know, Adobe Story, Red native camera support, and all the other common, you know, little things that go with video editing. You can do just as much with this. Pretty much has all the same features as Final Cut Pro does. But just the interface is so clunky. The multi-camera is so clunky. The speed controls are so clunky to me. But it's $800. Now, if you buy the whole suite, where it gives you After Effects and everything, it's $16.99. Right? $16.99? Ha! Who are they kidding? Cigarettes. Who they think they're kidding? So now there's that puts that in perspective. Now let's look at Final Cut Pro. Now the only way to get Final Cut Pro is if you buy Final Cut Studio. And how much is Final Cut Studio? $9.99. And for $9.99 you get Final Cut Pro, Motion, Soundtrack Pro, Color, and Compressor. So if you think about it, $700 for Premiere, or $1,700 for the suite, or $999 or $999 for Final Cut Studio. Come on, guys, is there even a choice? For the same price that I can get a standalone application, I can get a whole Final Cut Studio suite. Or if I want to get the Adobe Creative Suite, I got to pay $700 more than I got to pay for the Final Cut Studio suite. As far as price goes, there is no choice. These applications are unmatched in the industry. Color was a $25,000 application before Apple bought them. It was made by Final Touch. This is a DaVinci level grading suite. Well, okay, I won't say that. This is definitely a Hollywood level professional grading suite, and lots of people are beginning to use it more and more and more and more. And anybody who looks at me and just says color, don't know what the hell they're talking about, and obviously don't do anything but edit videos for their family on the computer if they don't understand what color is. Okay? Now let's talk about the ProRes family. People don't understand what the ProRes is, but it combines with the video professional. If you're not a professional, you won't understand why ProRes is so important. No, you don't have to convert to ProRes before you edit in a Final Cut Pro. You can throw as many clips in the timeline, different formats as you want. If they're all the same format and your sequence is right, you won't have to render. But ProRes just makes things easier, okay? Let's see here. Let's find it. There we go.
ProRes offers uncompressed HD quality at SD file sizes. The new Final Cut Studio extends the ProRes family, giving you new options for a wide variety of work. ProRes 422 Proxy is the new offline editing format. With a low data rate around 45 megabits per second, you'll be able to take entire projects with you on your MacBook Pro and maintain the clarity and detail that you need to make important edit decisions. ProRes 422 LT perfectly balances quality and file size. At a data rate of just 100 megabits per second, it's ideal for jobs that require a fast turnaround, like sports and news, while still delivering beautiful HD quality. And for work that demands the highest quality, there's ProRes 4x4. It's a digital mastering format that includes a lossless alpha channel. And because it's a 444 format, there's no chroma subsampling, making it perfect for grading, motion graphics, compositing, and keying. Use ProRes 4x4 to finish and master projects shot on red digital cinema cameras, traditional film, or high-def formats like HDCam SR. The ProRes family delivers uncompromising image quality for virtually any workflow, with manageable file sizes to make it perfect for editing on a laptop, in the edit bay, or in a multi-user workgroup on a SAN.
So, by the way, color works with 4K images too, and red. So, yeah. You cannot get the level of color grading out of Premiere that you can out of Final Cut Suite for the same money. Calibrating with iChat. This is a little handy little feature I'm sure Premiere doesn't have.
Final Cut Pro 7 and iChat Theater make it easy to collaborate with colleagues, on-location producers, and even clients over a standard internet connection. Just start sharing in Final Cut Pro when you want to discuss a project with a colleague working remotely. Then simply invite them to a video chat. You can review your edit together by hitting play in the timeline. Discuss changes face-to-face, and make real-time adjustments to the cut as needed. Then you can watch the changes simultaneously. There's no more waiting for input, it's instant. iChat Theater lets you preview a project from the canvas or watch clips directly in the viewer. The timecode overlay makes it easy for both viewers to take precise notes while viewing and editing the cut. With Final Cut Pro 7 and iChat Theater, working remotely on your projects couldn't be easier.
And don't forget about Smooth Cam in Final Cut Pro too, which is awesome. To be honest, guys, I haven't got time to highlight everything. I'm sure Premiere has its good features too. But the bottom line is, the only way to get Final Cut Pro is to get Final Cut Studio Suite, and the Premiere application is $800 and Final Cut Studio is $999. There is no choice when you count all the things you get. Compressor is a render farm capable application, guys. I can make a render farm out of the 4 cores in my own little computer here. Color, Hollywood level color grading. Soundtrack Pro 3 is the ultimate in editing audio for a soundtrack. Okay, Motion 4, which by itself's real-time capabilities is unbelievable. And with rendering in Final Cut Pro, you can use Final Cut Pro and never have to render if you use ProRes and or the right sequence settings. It don't matter what format you use if you use the right settings and stuff. So anybody who really thinks that Premiere is better, don't fool yourself. Premiere is a great application, but if you're on the fence about what to buy and you already have the equipment to run either, choose Final Cut Studio because there is no other choice. And anybody who thinks so can't be working in the professional video industry, because there might be a few places that use Premiere, but there's a reason that Final Cut Pro has like over 1 million users and like 50% of a market. So, you know, you take it for what it's worth. OS 10.